Romy. We're back. Episode, I forgot what, 5? Yeah, episode 5.
Episode
Congrats,
5,
guys.
which is a coincidence because Merab just won his 5th fight
Yes.
straight.
5-fight win streak.
Yes, baby.
Big up. Big up. I mean, we recorded late, but I'm never gonna forget that was another record for the Georgians in the UFC, the highest ranked, and fighting a legend like Dodson.
Right?
Yeah,
First time on the main card on a
Got
pay-per-view.
that
I mean,
hand raised, man, with a papa. Smart fight. The whole team, everything was just amazing.
All right, guys. So UFC 252, Miocic and Cormier 3, and our guy Merab here on the main card for the first time, climbing the ranks against a very experienced UFC veteran, John Dodson. I mean, what an amazing fight! I mean, complete domination by Merab. Just incredible. His ability to control the fight, to push the pace. Obviously, taking down Dodson, as many times as he did. Just another example of how Merab is getting better, exponentially better. Every time we see him, he's even better. Every time we see him, he's making leaps and gains and progress, and now proving himself against such an experienced fighter. I don't think the rankings have come out yet. I don't think the official rankings are out yet, but
Merab is 12. They swapped places, George.
Dude,
Merab
that's
is 12
awesome.
right now.
I was hoping for that. And I actually have a few friends that are on the official UFC rankings team, and it's not easy. It's not easy doing the rankings. It's something that's very complicated.
They straight up swap places. They straight up swap spots. Merab was 15, and they just swapped spots, and now he's the 12th.
Well, on a 5, like Romy had said, Merab is now on a 5-fight win streak. He's got the most takedowns almost in UFC history. I mean, he's right on a par with George St. Pierre.
He does in bantamweight too. Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely amazing. Rome, what did you think about the fight?
It went almost as I was expecting it to go. I expected a little bit more takedowns, but that didn't happen. Only because, like I said before the fight, if you guys remember, Johnson, he tends to be very hesitant lately. He comes out, he observes, trying to look for his shots, picks his shots because he gasses out lately, quite easily, and that was pretty much it. Merab was just moving around nonstop, like he always does, but not overextending like he used to, which is great.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
That just completely froze Johnson up. I think he was very hesitant because he did not want to gas out against him. He didn't want to push the pace any more than he did, and he didn't want to let his hands go, because that would have opened him for takedowns more, and that would have definitely gassed him out. If you exchange with Merab long enough, you're gonna gas out eventually, just because he doesn't get tired, and that makes you even if you're not tired, that kind of makes you weaker when you fight a guy like that, because you feel like, what the fuck, what's wrong with this guy? Why? How come he's not slowing down? And it's just that psychologically drains you out. So yeah, it was. I wasn't expecting to finish. Johnson is not. I mean, it's not easy to finish. It's pretty much impossible to finish. You saw how the guy gets up from the takedowns. I mean, his hips are probably, I don't know. They must be like made from rubber or some shit, because every time he hits the floor, he just bounces back up like a pinball machine.
He's got great wrestling and great grappling himself. Dodson.
So I mean, it reminds me of Chuck Liddell a lot. Remember, Chuck Liddell used to bounce off the canvas right away.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want to stay down there. You want to try to get up as soon as possible, especially against somebody as tough as Merab.
Yeah.
But like you said, Merab's energy, his ability, his cardio. I think people are starting to notice. The UFC is starting to notice the
Yeah.
exceptional cardio of Merab.
Yeah.
I think the funniest comment that was made, I don't know if it was Bisping or one of the commentators, they said, if cocaine was a
Oh,
person, it would be Merab Dvalishvili.
yeah, that was that guy from MMA
Say
point.
hello to my
Tommy
little friend.
Toehold.
That is
Yeah, that
too
was that
funny
guy.
because he really
I
does have a
just
lot of energy.
I got up recently and decided to watch a little bit, a few Luke Thomas videos, and he keeps stating in pretty much
Yeah,
every
was Luke
chance that he
Thomas who said
gets,
that? Okay.
he always says that pretty much 100% guaranteed that Merab is the best cardio in the game right now. He keeps saying that, and
Yeah.
I don't see a reason not to disagree with him because
Amazing. His pace, I don't think anyone has had that high of a
yeah,
pace. He's constantly moving, he's constantly feinting. And that's probably a lot of the reason why his
I
opponents
would
are
the
scared
only
to engage and they're
the,
more
the only
defensive.
person excuse me, the only person I can think of that Nick Diaz had a great cardio, but he never had he always had a slow pace. He's not a fast guy.
Yep.
Tony Ferguson, same thing. He's not a fast guy. He moves. He can fight 5 rounds, not getting tired. But his speed is not.
Mhm.
He's got a
Not as explosive.
medium. No, it's not very explosive, yeah. And also Colby Covington. Everybody talks about his cardio, great cardio, of course. But same thing. He's got 50-60% punches. The only person that I can think of that fought at that pace, or fights rather at that pace, and keeps it up, keeps it steady, and doesn't get tired is probably Frankie Edgar. I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, that's one of the guys definitely that keeps a high pace and
Yeah.
keeps the pressure and definitely when you're facing an opponent that's constantly attacking or feinting an attack, going for a takedown. When you go in against an opponent like that, psychologically, it could be very difficult. It could really shut
Yeah.
down your game and what you want to do. And I think that's what we saw with Dodson and Merab. I think Merab's pace was too much for him. I think that he put
Yeah.
really the whole division should be on
And the
alert.
size too. The size is so much bigger than
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
Dodson, right?
Dodson stepped up to a higher weight class. He usually fights at the weight class below. So there was a big size difference. That's very true. There was a big
The
size.
Merab looked like a freaking oak tree next to him. Yeah.
True. That does happen. But not to take anything away from Merab's win, Dodson is
Oh
still
no,
a very experienced
he's been
veteran.
fighting bantamweight for a long time.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, for sure. But still there was a noticeable size advantage there.
Yeah.
For Merab, and he used it intelligently. Gio,
Yeah.
you being our kind of our super MMA fan in here, what did you think about the fight? Obviously, you're a big Merab fan. What did you think about his performance?
I thought that he did amazingly well, obviously, and I know that he probably felt like he had so much more left. And the most impressive thing about him this fight was his patience, man, and the will to hold back. Just like Romy said, not to overextend, and even like the game plan. To follow the game plan. I mean, we heard that in the corner, right? When he was like, yeah, I'm following the game plan. I'm staying with the game plan. I'm not going to get excited.
Yeah.
I'm not going to slide off his back, and I thought that was really a big step forward in terms of like having being coached and being able to use your game plan. At the same time, I thought what his movement was incredible. He was always moving, and that would have just made it way harder for Dodson to swing in those punches that he does, even whether it's counter striking or just going at him. He was always moving, man. He was bouncing all the time, and he only got 2 takedowns, which I think is incredible.
Well,
2
technically he
takedowns
got
from
4,
Merab.
but
A lot of times in combat sports, when you do the takedown, they want you to hold the person for
Yeah. I'll tell you what did count. He got the W, so
Ah, hell yeah.
it's whatever, man. What do you guys think is the next for him? I think I say give him O'Malley now. Let him think that O'Malley can bounce back off that loss with Merab.
What do you guys
Or
think about Merab and Cheeto now? Now Cheeto.
give him
Yeah.
O'Malley or Cheeto.
I think we should go back and discuss furthermore about Merab. What do you think about what Ray Longo said? The great Ray Longo saying that he wanted him to divert from the game plan and
He wanted
pick it up
him to
and
push a little bit.
put out more.
Well,
Push.
the first thing that came to my mind was why didn't he? I wish he had felt that way in the fight versus Ricky Simone. When he was like winning the fight, dominating the fight, and jumping all over him for no reason at the end of the fight. That's what I thought. I was like, I wish he had been like this all along your UFC career. You would have been pretty much undefeated. But he's getting smarter. He's
Well,
getting smarter.
you have to learn with the mistakes. You have to learn, right? And I think this is the good
and
point.
I think he's gonna use that tenacity and that energy whenever he's being pushed next time. Not because he's got that fire underneath him, burning up or whatever. He's not gonna just go crazy in the fight next time. He's gonna use it when he's being pushed, whenever it's necessary. And I can't wait to see him in a 5-round fight. That's gonna be I want to see him in a main event, like fight night main event. Obviously, he's not gonna get a pay-per-view main event yet. You gotta get a title shot to get a pay-per-view main event. But like a fight night main event somewhere.
Well, when you're
Would be
that high
great
up in the
for him.
rankings, I mean, yeah, sure.
The Cheeto Vera guy and O'Malley was ranked 14. This Cheeto Vera guy, he didn't have a number next to his name, and they got co-main event on a goddamn pay-per-view. I mean, how come my boy can get a main event on a fight night? I'm not asking for pay-per-view main event.
Listen.
I mean, come on, promote us a little bit. They're not doing. Here's the problem I'm having with. There's a problem that I have with MMA media and UFC. They only promote people who are easy to promote. They don't really. I mean, I get the UFC's point. It's like, they're promoting whatever's best for business. But what about the media, man? No, how come nobody in the media helps out the guys who are having a hard time promoting themselves? This is a huge problem. Brandon Schaub, this guy only promotes people who are already famous. I mean, I've never seen him promote. He probably doesn't even watch half the fights. He probably watches like 1 or 2 fights, like the main event, co-main event.
I mean, I don't think he even cares about that. He's just doing
I don't
his
think
thing.
he cares.
Yeah.
The same thing with Helwani. He doesn't fucking do jack shit anymore. He doesn't. He only interviews, champions or former champions or number one contenders, so to speak. Roughly saying. Who else is there? The only person that I see that talks about. They talk about pretty much everybody as much as they can. Is I think Luke Thomas he tries to talk about everybody, give everybody their dues, and Josh Thompson and John McCartney, they did a good job of trying to promote guys and put their skills out there and break down their fights and do the pre-fight and post-fight breakdowns. And not a lot of people do anything pretty much to. I mean, Merab has won 5 fights in a row, and the only time he's been on Ariel Helwani's show was when he lost a controversial fight to Ricky Simone. That was the only time Helwani interviewed him. And Helwani's got arguably one of the biggest MMA show in business, if not the biggest. And this fucking guy, he's only just looking for a controversy. He's like a pop girl. So
What makes the news, man? They don't care. That's what makes the news. That's what makes the money. Whoever gets promoted, who's the star.
That's the
But
media though right now, you know.
so if you're Merab,
It's
who
a
do you
shame.
fight next? Who do you want next? Do you still want O'Malley?
Yeah, I still want him. I think it could. It's a fight that could elevate both of them. Whoever wins, I think it could elevate. It would give O'Malley a chance to uh, show everybody what he's capable of against the wrestler, and that would give Merab chance to get everybody talk about him a little bit more because I mean O'Malley is probably the hottest name in bantamweight right now. So yeah,
I don't.
I still think that's a good fight.
Yeah. If I'm gonna disagree with you because I think O'Malley's coming off with that loss. Merab's on a 5 win streak. I think he should be looking ahead, and I don't think he should be chasing names, and that's not his style. I think Merab wanted Sean O'Malley because he was undefeated, and no, he's not undefeated. And I think Merab can look
No,
forward, and I don't think he should be
definitely.
chasing like main
No, I wouldn't
events or
be.
care about name or. Sean O'Malley
I
fans
wouldn't.
are not gonna be Merab fans, and Merab don't want
No, I don't care about that.
fans.
I just we need to get eyes on him and more people talking about
Yeah,
him.
but that's
That's
coming with
all.
every fight, man. I was real. What did you think about the
Yeah,
post-fight choka he was
yeah,
wearing and talking about his
yeah,
origin, his coming up, humble beginnings?
yeah.
I mean, that was sweet, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, as much as I love my country and my traditions, I'm not a big fan of when guys come out with, papajas and chojas and all that traditional stuff. I'm not but it was cool. If the shoe fits, wear it, and that one fits for Merab, and that's great.
I think the choka was a great, great way to come out on your first main pay-per-view main event. I don't think he's gonna be wearing the
Yeah,
choka every time.
it was a good one. It was a good touch, nice touch by him. He explained the black and white papaja situation. I don't think a lot of people get it out here. I don't think a lot of people care. That's the only thing. That's not like I don't like it. The only thing is the Americans, then when they see something different for the first time, they'll ask, "Oh, what's this?" And you explain it to them. You break it down, something that means heart and soul for you, and they might ask you the same goddamn question the next day. It's like it's like you never fucking answered them. They don't really care about that shit. That's all I know.
Yeah, so let's transition over to some of these tweets about Merab. Does anyone else feel like this fight is a regular fight but sped up? They both move so quick and erratically, it
Yeah.
doesn't look real. Dodson, Dvalishvili, Jesse Jess. Wait,
No, no,
Walt Harris says
Jesse,
Merab looks like a mini Ken Shamrock. I do know who Ken Shamrock is, and he was jacked. Ken Shamrock was a
yeah.
badass. David Rickle says really high level, boring going on here in this fight. I disagree. It was a chess game. Merab was playing chess. That's the strategy, right?
You call that fight boring. That there's
No, it wasn't me,
you
homie. It
got
was David Rickles, yeah?
no,
David.
no, no.
The
I'm
caveman.
saying you gotta double check your love for the sport.
For
Maybe.
real. Ben Askren. I like his comment on Sean O'Malley as well. Unky said, Dodson is content to just not lose. Not that bad. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. He doesn't go for a kill anymore. He's hesitant, and that's because he guesses out.
Or do
That's
you think he was
plain and
given a
simple.
chance to do that? I mean, do you give credit to Merab or do you give discredit for not
Uh,
going to Dodson? You have to
well,
weigh it, right?
obviously when you coming in, the plan is always to win. But it was, I guess, as fight progressed, he had a lot of things probably going on in his head, and yeah, he probably made those decisions based on what was going on in the fight. So of course you got to give the credit to
What did
Merab.
you think about his comment in the first break after round one when he said, he just
Yeah,
hugged me.
it's
He just
completely
hugged me.
it was completely inaccurate. But Dotson is just a ridiculous dude. He always does and says corny shit. So he was trying to just sound yeah, he
Absolutely.
it's whatever, man.
When he raised his hand after the fight, like I mean, I
Yeah.
know that if it's a close fight, both guys raise their hands to get noticed by the judges, right?
Yeah.
But this was not that kind of a fight. I mean,
Yeah.
Frankie said, why would Dodson bother raising his hands? He didn't win a single round, and he didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's just probably just an instinct, like a habit, raising your hand after the fight is over.
Somebody said he put his hands up because he wanted to get picked up by Merab again, like a baby. And Jared
Yeah.
Gordon said Merab Dvalishvili is insane in the membrane. Lol.
Yeah.
Love that guy's attitude. Great person as well.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
tweets there.
It's good to get some shine, man. Finally, we got to get it going. He has to. God willing, he wins his next fight, and
Shout out
it's
to
gonna
Merab,
be.
man.
I
Shout
mean,
out to
from now
Merab.
on, you got. From now on, I mean, if he keeps winning like this, God willing, he should always be on a main card somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But looking ahead, I mean, let's forget about Sean O'Malley. Who do you think would make sense for Merab? Up the bantamweight, obviously. He doesn't want to fight somebody behind him unless somebody's like coming up with real big heat, you know?
Well, I mean, I'm. It's tough. It's tough to say. It's been hard for him to get fights. Very very tough for him to get fights. It's been incredibly hard for him to, you know, he
But
only
that's going to
fought what
change after
once.
this win. You must agree with that. It's going to change after this win.
Well, now hopefully higher ranked guys are not going to be chomping at the bit, calling him
But
out.
look, there's
But
guys coming off with losses that are higher up.
lower ranked guys are going to be probably calling him out. But anybody who's above him, anybody in the top 10 actually would be nice. Anybody.
Yeah, but let's look at some names.
Except for Aljamain Sterling, of course.
For real. So we got Rob
Who's
Font.
top
He's been
10?
out for ages, right? Rob Font.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in a while. Who else is there?
I mean, Dominic Cruz is right there with Cody Stamen. Sonya Gadong, Cody Stamen, or Rob Font. You're Merab. Who do you fight?
Listen, Cody was offered the Merab fight. He turned it down. I know that because Aljamain Sterling said that.
Rob Font is not around?
Song Yadong, I would take Song Yadong. He's got a win over Chito Vera. I think Merab would run him over like a mag track. So I would take Song Yadong. But like I said, I want him in the main event, fight night. We need 5 rounds with we need a five round fight with Merab. We need to see how much of a weapon the cardio can be. Just to kind of wrap it up about Merab, it's a lot to celebrate. It's tremendous for a little country like us to have so many people representing our country in this sport, in this company. And let's see what it takes. We just we need we hopefully we'll have a first champion soon.
Across the neck, so you could pop. That's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about.
This was his big mistake.
Fight Pod